Danny, welcome to Telford Live, and you're here on behalf of Krazy Races, and there's an event happening in Telford, isn't there?
There is. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. But yeah, Krazy Races is coming to Telford finally, and I say that because we are the UK's largest free-to-attend soapbox derby event. We do events all across the UK, but why I say finally is because Sarah, who owns Krazy Races, worked at Telford and Wrekin Council for about 15 years, and I actually grew up in Wellington, just down the road from where we're recording, and actually used to live. My first home that I owned was about a 4-minute walk away from here. So to be able to bring Krazy Races back home, back to Telford, finally is a massive achievement.
Now, you say soapbox derby. There will be people out there that perhaps haven't got a clue what you're talking about. So what is a soapbox derby?
So what we do essentially is we look for between 20 and 40 teams, and they're made up of businesses, charities, or just friends and family or mates from the pub. And they design, build, and then race their soapboxes. So what a soapbox is, it's essentially the technical term for the sport, because some people use it as a sport, is gravity racing. So essentially they're throwing themselves down a hill, no pedals, no engine, it's just completely handmade soapbox derby.
And there's lots of roles for the people in the team, isn't there? It's not just one person sitting in there and driving.
That's what's so exciting about the event. You know, we have some amazing businesses that take part. Some of them have got amazing manufacturing teams, but what you find is you've got the admin team that'll maybe come up with the music choice. You've got the marketing team that'll put their stamp on it with costumes. And then you've got the people that maybe don't get involved in the team activities, that are at the bottom, that are just there making it and doing the amazing work. So to have an event that brings together all the different personalities and displays it in front of everyone in Telford it's just going to be so exciting.
And this event's taking place on the 12th of July. And where's it going to be?
So I think this is an exclusive today because I don't think we've actually announced it yet. So we're not short for hills in Telford, and actually one of the things we did when we first decided to come to Telford was drive across all the amazing different towns that make up Telford. But for this year we are going to be in Southwater. So we are going to be racing down past the high ropes. The high ropes, I'm not sure if it's changed its name, but we're going down past there with the arena on our left-hand side. And we're going to be going all the way down past Wonderland's back entrance, down onto where the amphitheatre is. And all our activities and event village will be on the right-hand side field, which is disc golf, I believe,
Yep.
They do there. We are going to have some exciting things on the arena as well, but the majority of our teams and things will be on the disc golf field.
So just thinking about that, and I know exactly where you mean. There are some steps above the amphitheatre, and then there's a big expanse of water. Is that the little bit of peril that you're adding into the event?
That's the peril. Yeah, so I mean, if your brakes don't work, you're going for a swim. So
Fantastic.
There we go. That's the peril of the event if we need it.
Excellent. So you're looking for teams to enter, but you've already had a great response.
We launched this event just before Christmas. We can have, like I say, 20 to 40 teams, 40 maximum, because it's a one-day event. We're already at about 22, 23 teams. So yeah, over halfway through at this stage, which is incredible. As I say, we do these events all across the UK. Some of our events this year are returning events, and they don't even have the level of sign-ups at this stage. So Telford, it just seems to have exploded. I think it's just gone crazy, literally crazy. So yeah, I know we're only in January, but we are saying to anyone that wants a team, please get your team in now, because you know it's just going. We're just going to sell out.
I think half the spots have gone already, and we'll do a name check on some of the teams in a minute.
Test, see if I know.
But I think it's you've got some great contenders in there, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. But there's a reason for this. It's all for a good cause, isn't it? There's a lot of charity involvement.
An awful lot of charity. So one of the things we're really proud of is over our years running Krazy Races, we've raised over £250,000 for local charities. So for all our events, we have a headline charity, which isn't decided yet for Telford. That comes from discussions with Telford and Wrekin Council, because they've brought us into Telford. They're our amazing partners. But every team that enters is able to raise money for a charity close to their heart or our headline charity. So they're not forced to do it for the one that we say. But we've had some amazing teams in the past. And what's really special about this event is the stories from that. So you can have the most hilarious teams that make you laugh. And then when you actually talk to them, they might be raising money for someone's son that's tragically died, someone's child that's ill, someone's parent that's got dementia. So you find out them stories behind it, and it makes you want to support it even more. And and what's great about the event as well, it's completely free to attend, so you can come and have all of this barrier free, ticketless, free to attend, which means if you do want to buy into any of these amazing team stories, you can put money in their buckets. They're going to be there in the pit area. You're more than welcome to donate, and that's what raises the money, because there's no pressure to spend money. If you have got anything spare, please give it to our amazing teams and their amazing charities.
Let's have a look at some of the teams, because I recognise some of the team names here, and I know how competitive some of these teams are going to be. Now, it's a fun event. I don't think there's anybody going to be scrutineering like a Formula One race. But just looking down your list here, Cartwright's Waste Disposal. There's a former rally driver who works for Cartwright's, Anthony North, and I'm sure he'll be at the forefront of doing all the engineering on that one. So I think you're going to get quite a spectacular display from them.
But I think what's good with Cartwrights being waste disposals, if they're rubbish, they're on brand. So that's their little spin. If they're rubbish, that's probably good. But yeah, I think that's what it's about. And you always find these people in different teams that will suddenly sneak in. Oh, actually, I'm a rally driver, or I'm a massive designer somewhere. So, and actually, one of the criticisms we get, to be completely honest, and we've had in the past, people will say, because they'll see Jaguar Land Rover enter a team and they'll have a super engineered amazing car, and they'll say, well, that's not fair, you need to keep the businesses separate. But I think what's special is they will sometimes get beat by just a group of mates from the pub that are doing it while they're probably half cut half the time, that sit there, meet up as their social activity, and they'll race and they'll be faster than them, and then you'll get them ones that are like, well, we should win this. So that's what it's about. It's about mixing all the different people together. But as you say, there's some incredible teams.
There are, and people like Telford Copper Cylinders, For All Foundation, who are a charity themselves, have got a team in there. Babcock, fantastic engineering company. RTITB, the training business based on Halesfield, and a bingo hall.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
That should be great fun.
Well, that's, and funny enough, actually, with the bingo hall that's entered, I saw a video just completely randomly on social media where they've got, when I was looking into them, and they've got quite a big presence, and they're doing things differently, and that's one of the things they're trying to do, is get out there in their locations and be this sort of different style of bingo hall. So I think they're going to use this event, and that's what a lot of people do, use it as a platform and a showcase of what they're about. And I think, like you said, I think they're going to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of companies there that perhaps people in Telford haven't heard of. They certainly will have heard of them by the end of the 12th of July, because they'll have watched some of their team members go hurtling down a hill towards the amphitheatre. And it's a chance to get your business in front of lots of people in Telford, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm saying it now. I've had meetings with different people today, including Telford College, that want to be heavily involved and have some of their teams involved. Now, I got a slap on the wrist because I still call them TCAT, which is a big no-no. And they're Telford College. I know, really, really bad. I shouldn't do it. But again, they said to me that still people call them Telford TCAT, years later. And it is an opportunity. How do you tell people who don't necessarily know? Well, get involved in an event like this. And why they're really excited about the event as well is they've got so many different teams with, not just the people that can build the soapboxes, but they've got design, they've got photography, and it's about how can we work with people like Telford College to bring all these amazing students to the event in different areas and do a whole joined up approach with designing, with costume, with music, with photography, with hospitality, with our teams, with engineering. And that's what this event ticks all of them boxes for all businesses. And I think, again, using Telford College as an example, there's some really cool hotels that we've been speaking to, like Holiday Inn that's really close. They're having a complete rebrand in the next month or two, I think. So again, it's what's this new company? People won't know who it is, but it's a great opportunity for people like that to say, no, this is us, but we've spent an absolute fortune over the last 2 years rebranding to a premium product, and it's getting them out there to say, this is, who we are and why you should come and see us.
But being in a team will be a real special occasion for that company, and you say you've got between 20 and 40 at each event. I think you're up to halfway already, aren't you, on this one?
We're slightly over halfway for this one, which is incredible at this stage, to be honest. And like I say, especially for Telford, because it's a brand new location for us. So we always appreciate that it is a bit sight unseen. It's a brand new site, and we've only just announced to you exclusively where it's going to be. So there is a little bit of educating for teams the first year normally to say, this is who we are, this is what you can expect from us. And again, we get 15 to 20,000 people at our events. So you do anticipate on a second year that people will enter because they've seen it by chance. So to be at this stage already with over half the teams taken is just incredible. And as you say, we've got some fantastic teams taking part, and we're in conversations with some fantastic other teams that we know are going to be signing up, which is really exciting.
So I think the message is, if you are thinking about this as a great fun event and to raise a few quid for your chosen charity, don't hesitate, don't wait, get in touch now before all those 40 spaces have gone.
Exactly, and while this is a one-day event on the 12th of July, we will be doing like a team press day. Slightly later this year, we'll be doing our scrutineer event. So even if you're not taking part, if you want to be part of it, there's different opportunities to be involved. And I think what's really exciting with Krazy Races, and we can't promise it for Telford, is some of the people we've had take part in the past. We've had Maya Jammer take part. We gave her big start. I don't think she'd be on Love Island without us. But we've also had Cheshire Housewives have had a team. We did a very special episode with Blue Peter that presenters raced head-to-head at one of our events. So there's always really exciting, celebrities that want to get involved. So like I said, I can't promise it for Telford, but sometimes, this is one thing I'm probably not allowed to say, but I'm going to say it. If there's a preference, sometimes they'll say, we'll go to any event you like in the case of Blue Peter. That is where we can sometimes have a sway. And growing up in Telford, any opportunities for excitement like that will definitely be the Telford event.
Excellent. So what does the day look like on the 12th of July? What can we expect?
Yeah, so on the day itself, from a public point of view, it's slightly different from the teams because it's an earlier start, but we start at 10:45 and we do an opening procession. So we'll be going down our track with our amazing charity, whoever they are. As I say, we don't know at the moment. They'll be going down the track with our Krazy Races cart. So we've got our own cart. It's shaped as our mascot, which you probably can't see on here, but if you look on our website and social media, you'll see it. That goes down the cart as our special procession. We then start at 11 o'clock and teams go one after another, which I do explain because we've done it in the past where we've spoke to a whole room full of people, and at the end they say, what, does 40 teams just go in one go? And I'm like, no. So you have to take a step back. Again, we're seeing this all the time, so I appreciate not everyone knows. But we've got a timing system all the way down the track. So down the track, there's cameras. We've got a big screen that'll be there as part of the event village. We've got a timing system, which is accurate to like the microsecond, which is crazy when someone's in 20 point something of a second, and they're very precise on that. Team after team will race, and we try and give each team at least 2 to 3 races throughout the day, plus a top 10. So we race 11 a.m. prompt to 1 p.m. We then have an hour's break where we encourage you to go to our traders village, to chat to our teams, to maybe donate to some of their amazing charities. We'll also have some live music and some other really exciting things happening. We then race again from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock, where we then have our top 10 head-to-head. So if a team's had a disastrous first run, but they've had an amazing second run, it doesn't matter. Whatever your best time is, that will be your time, and you'll be in the top 10, touch wood, hopefully. We then go through our top 10 and then we go to our trophies, and everything's finished by about 5 o'clock. And that's the point where you walk over to Southwater, You go to the amazing businesses in Southwater. I'll be at Wagamama's because that's my favourite and that's where I eat when I go to Southwater. But again, our events are all about bringing people into town. So I mean, you know, although we're on the other side of Southwater, that is where we finish the event, and we encourage you to go and check out Southwater if you've not been before, or, you know, most people will have gone several times, and just enjoy it.
And thinking about the route down that hill towards the amphitheatre, can we expect any chicanes?
Yeah, so it's it's a really nice coffee bar. You get looked after here at Telford Live. So excuse me. Hopefully I haven't got like a coffee moustache now. But yes, no, so we put in all our chicanes and obstacles along the way. We've also got an up and over, and we've got some quite spectacular pictures that you can see if you look on our social media of teams off into the air with that. So that's to look after. It is quite a narrow route, but what's good about that, it's almost, going back to the amphitheatre, a little bit gladiatory, that there'll be people very close to the teams on either side. So as them teams are going down, you will be right on top of them and they'll feel you baying them on, hopefully cheering them on, not intimidating them. But yeah, you know, like I say, the teams put on a show. They're going to have their costumes. There's going to be themes that you may recognise. We've had some incredible ones in the past: Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Scooby-Doo. I'm always excited when I see teams that I've not seen before. So I think, you know, for Telford, that's, for every area, I challenge you to come up with one that we've maybe not seen. This year, actually, our last event of the season was in Bristol, and we actually had an in-betweeners theme, and I think for me that was my favourite of the year. I shouldn't say this, but you know, we've done that year now. We've done a public vote to decide the ultimate 2025 team. We've done that, so I'm not biased anymore, but they were my absolute favourite team simply because I've not seen it, and they've got the iconic yellow car with the red door. They had the costumes, they did the iconic dance, and it's just that level when you think, I've not seen that. And we had a Mr. Bean team this last year, which I'd never seen. So, you know, we always have people, and I shouldn't say this, but they'll say, we're doing Back to the Future. You've never seen this before. And I say, we have. But when I see one, and I'm going to say this now, what I want to see this year now in 2026, I've never seen it before. You won't win anything with me saying it because I don't decide that. It's not biased. I would love to see the Friends sofa go down with the Friends routine, with the umbrellas, with the music beforehand. That's what I'm waiting for 2026. And I'll say this everywhere we go, and we'll have probably one at each event, but we've never had that. And I think, put the Rembrandts on, do the umbrellas, put the sofa down the track. That's what I want this year.
So there's a challenge, Telford. And if you do want to enter a team or find out a bit more about what it takes to enter the team, there'll be a link in the comments below this. And, you know, bring your best game, because I think there'll be some excellent entries and there'll be some real fun had on the day. Have you, what kind of carts or soapboxes are putting in the best times? What do they kind of look like?
It's an interesting question, and one of the top questions, as you can imagine, I get asked by the teams is, do we go slightly heavier? I mean, we do have our rules and regs with set weights and things, but they say, do we go bigger tyres? Do we go slimmer tyres? Do we go low to the ground? And I think the truth is, every event we do is different because it is on the geography of the hill. You know, this one's quite a steep hill, but it's a long. We have quite big bends in some of our races. And what we find is some of our teams will do multiple events of ours and they'll struggle on some of them because it'll be different, and they'll do better on others. So really, you know, heavier tends to be a good one. But again, you know, because we've got a bit of a bend on this and you need to stop before the amphitheatre, bear that in mind. But I just think, you know, we have 7 trophies, so it's not just the top 10, you know, in the first, second, third fastest. We have best design, we have the commentators choice award with best performance, you know, we've got the public vote award, so we've got a Vote Krazy app supported by the amazing team at Six Ticks that's a local business to here, which is brilliant. We've worked with on all our events, so there's so many different things. So I just think, you know, it's a lottery with who's going to win. It's a lottery with who's going to be the fastest. I would rather teams spend the time on an amazing design, an amazing performance. And again, it's about raising money for charity. It's about engaging with the public. And they're the teams that do the best. They're the ones that get the most out of it. And actually, they tend to be quite fast because they've got the cheers of the crowd that they've engaged with, urging them on.
That sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to the event. I think you'll hear a bit more about it as we come up to the 12th of July. And I'll be itching to see what some of these teams come up with. So it's amazing that Telford is getting this event. How difficult was it to get it on board?
So it was actually quite easy actually for this one. I mean, all our events is a process, but we have been invited in by the team at Telford and Wrekin Council. They do some incredible events already, which is amazing. And I know they're bringing in Krazy Races, not as a, although we are a separate company, they're bringing us in very much as one of the Telford and Wrekin programme of summer events. So we're just really excited to be bringing this different event in partnership with Telford and Wrekin. And I think the reason we've got so many teams already is because of their amazing support from the off. I think, you know, on our launch day, it always does quite well, but they literally shared it everywhere, every single town park, you know, their official social media platforms. So, you know, working with them, we always say to all our event partners, the more you sort of put in with support, the better the results on the day. And already with their initial support, you know, that's what's got us the teams at this stage. So, yeah, massively grateful to them for inviting us to Telford.
Danny, thanks very much for coming down and telling us all about the Krazy Races event. There'll be more information on their website, which is in the comments below. And can I wish you just great success, and I'll see you on the 12th of July.
Thank you very much. Are you having a team?
Just me? No. No, if I could find some mad friends, then I may think about it. But no,
Well,
not this time.
We'll offer you a Telford Live team, and then if any of your followers want to join you, I guess they can mention in the comments, and you've got a team there with your name on it if you want it.
That's amazing. Thanks very much for that. I'm going to get all sorts of comments and DMs now, aren't I? So, Danny, that's brilliant. Thanks very much for coming down. And we'll see you
on the
in
12th
July.
of July.